Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine and staying very well at your homes. So, children, let us start today's mathematics class. Children, through this video, I am going to discuss the solutions of all the test questions of chapter number 15, probability. Fine. So, let us start. This is class 10th, subject mathematics, chapter number 15, solutions of test questions. So children, as you know that in the paper there were 4 sections. Okay, in section A there were 1 marker questions and all were MCQs. So let us start discussion, the solution. Question number 1 is, if the probability that it will rain tomorrow is 0.85, then we have to calculate that the probability that it will not rain tomorrow. Means we will have to calculate P naught E, correct? So here is the solution. Let E be the event that it will rain tomorrow. So we can say that probability of the event is 0.85. Children, we know that PE plus P naught E is equal to 1. So insert this value over here. So P naught E we have got, that is 0.15. When I removed its decimal, after cancelling them, I have got 3 upon 20. So 3 upon 20 is the probability that it will not rain tomorrow. So option number C is the right option. Now children, our next question is, what is the probability to get 53 Sundays in a leap year? So let us start its solution. Total number of days in a leap year are 366. Children, you know that the number of days in a week are 7. So when I divide this 366 by 7, I will be getting total 52 weeks. So in 52 weeks, definitely there will be 52 Sundays, of course. But we have to calculate the probability of 53rd Sunday. So children, have a look here. When I divided 366 by 7, I got total 52 weeks. But still 2 days are left. Okay. So these 2 days can be, either they can be Sunday, Monday, they can be Monday, Tuesday, they can be Tuesday, Wednesday, they can be Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, Saturday, and of course Saturday, Sunday. So as we are going to calculate the probability of 53 Sundays in a leap year, then you know that in favorable outcomes, Sunday is occurring twice. One here, Sunday, Monday, and here Saturday, Sunday. So out of these 7 possible outcomes, favorable outcomes are 2 in number. So the probability to get 53 Sundays in a leap year will be 2 by 7. That is, B is the correct option. Got it? Now children, our question number 3 is that in the word assassination, we have to calculate the probability to get the vowels. So children, you know that in English alphabet there are total 26 alphabets. Out of those 26, A, E, I, O, U, these are 5 vowels. Correct? So rest 21 are consonants. But here we have to calculate the probability to get a vowel. So first of all, count the alphabets in the word assassination. That is 13 in number. So definitely total number of outcomes will be 13. Number of favorable outcome will be 6. Why? Because here you can see A, I, A, O. These are the vowels. Have a look. This is A is a vowel. Here again A, then I, then A, then I, and then O. So they are total 6 in number. So what is the probability to get a vowel in the word assassination? That is number of favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes. Means 6 upon 13. So option number B is the right option. Now children, the statement of our question number 4 says that we have to calculate the sum of an event and not event. That you know that sum of the event plus its negation or its complement is always equal to 1. Fine. So option number A is the right option. Now children, I am going to switch to the question number 5. We have to calculate the probability to get prime numbers from starting from 2 goes up to 97. Okay, in the counting from 1 to 100. So children, either you can write down all the prime numbers. Basically from 1 to 100 counting, the number of prime numbers is 25, or as it is 1 mark question only, so directly also you can write or you can memorize this fact that from 1 to 100 counting there are total 25 prime numbers. Clear? So what is the probability to get a prime number? This is 25 upon 100, because from 1 to 100 the possible outcomes are 100. So what is the probability? That is 1 upon 4. So C is the right option. Now children, our question number 6 says that when a die is thrown twice, then what is the probability to get exactly one head? See, either a die is thrown twice or two dice are thrown simultaneously. This is one and the same thing I told you earlier also. So the possible outcomes are head head, head tail, tail head and tail tail. Correct? So now we will have to tell which one will be the favorable outcome. What is the event saying? Event says that we want the probability to get exactly one head. So here exactly one head is present, that is in head tail and in tail head. Correct? So out of 4, 2 are favorable outcomes. So the probability will be 2 upon 4, that is 1 upon 2. So again B is the right option. Okay children, our next MCQ, this is last MCQ. Its statement is a bag contains 3 red balls and, or you can call 3 red marbles, and the number of blue marbles is equal to 2. We will have to calculate the probability that the marble should be black in color when in the bag there is no black marble. So it means it will be known as impossible event. And for impossible event, children, you know that the probability is always 0. So you can call it 0 upon 5 because the total number of marbles are 5, which is equal to 0. So option number C is the right option. Now children, I am going to switch to section B, 2 markers each. Solution number 8. But before it, listen the statement carefully. If 3 coins are tossed simultaneously, then what is the probability to get at least 2 heads? I told you in at least we are going to include more than 2 also. When it is said at least 2 heads means we will be including 3 heads also. I give you one example also from practical life also. For example, if I am feeling hungry and I told my mama to prepare at least 2 chapatis for me. So at least means kam se kam 2 chapati I will be eating. But along with the 2 chapati, I can have 1 more chapati also. So I can have 3 also, I can have 4 also. Correct? The same concept we are going to apply over here. This is solution number 8. When 3 coins are tossed, then the possible outcomes you know. So they will be total 8 in number. So let E be the event of getting at least 2 heads. So the favorable outcomes are 2 heads. You can see this is HTH, double HT, THH, and of course you will be including triple H also. So the number of favorable outcomes will be 4, because children, if I am going to talk about the other possible outcomes, here you can see, if I talk about this, here only 1 head is present, here also 1 head, here no head. So I am not going to include them. Correct? So the number of favorable outcome is equal to 4. So the probability will be 4 upon 8, that is equal to half. Got it? Children, if you did all these steps, then and only then you will be awarded 2 marks. But if suppose even a single step is skipped, then half mark will be deducted. It is mandatory to write formula, favorable outcomes, all the possible outcomes also, total number of possible outcomes as well. Got it? So children, here is our next question from section B. Question number 9. A piggy bank contains 150 paise coins, 50 rupees 1 coins, 20 rupees 2 coins and 10 rupees 5 coins. It is equally likely that one of the coin will fall out when the bank is turned upside down. Then we are supposed to calculate the probability when it will be a 50 paise coin, and in second part it will not be a rupees 5 coin. Correct? So children, as you know that 100 coins are of 50 paise, 50 are of rupees 1, 20 are of rupees 2 and 10 are of rupees 5. So total number of coins is equal to 180. So in first part children, let E be the event of getting 50 paise coins. Okay, you know that 50 paise coins are 100 in number. So what is the probability? It is 100 upon 180, that is 5 upon 9. Formula is mandatory to write in each and every part. Clear? Favorable outcomes will be 100 and total outcomes are 180. So 5 upon 9 is the probability of getting 50 paise coins. In second part, let E1 be the event. E1 be the event of not getting a rupees 5 coins. Okay. Rupees 5 coins are 10 in number, but we don't want those coins. So it means out of 180 we want total 170 coins. So 170 will be favorable in that case, because we are going to deal with the negation, that is complement of the event, to get 5 rupee coin. Correct? So the probability will be 17 upon 18. Now children, I am going to discuss section C questions. This is question number 10th. A jar contains 24 marbles. Some are green, others are blue. If a marble is drawn at random from the jar, the probability that it will be a green marble is 2 by 3. So probability is already given to us. We are going to calculate number of blue marbles. So children, have a look on its solution. Let total number of marbles are given, that is 24. Let the number of green marble be x. So definitely blue will be 24 minus x, because their sum is equal to 24. Correct? We will be having the probability of drawing a green marble given. Number of green marble is x upon total number of marbles, or you can write number of favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes. That depends on your choice. So this is equal to 2 by 3 given. This is actually the probability of drawing a green marble. Correct? So number of favorable outcome will be x. Total number are 24. This is equal to 23, 2 upon 3 given. So the value of x is equal to 16. Correct? X was assumed as green marbles. So blue marble will be 24 minus 16. That is 8. We wanted the number of blue marbles only. Understood? Okay children, now I am going to switch to question number 11. This is another question of section C, 3 markers. A box contains 90 discs which are numbered from 1 to 90. If one disc is drawn at random from the box, what is the probability that it will be a 2-digit number, or a perfect square number, or divisible by 5? These are 3 parts which we are going to discuss now. So children, here is the solution. As total number of discs in a box is equal to 90, so definitely possible outcomes will also be equal to 90. First part, let E1 be the event of getting a 2-digit number. Children, you know in 1 to 90 numbers, 1 to 9, these numbers contain 1 digit only. But I want a 2-digit number, so definitely it will start from 10 and goes up to 90. Correct? So what is the total number of the favorable outcome in this case? Because from 1 to 90 total 9 numbers are excluded. We don't want those 9 numbers. So we want total 81 numbers. Correct? So number of favorable outcomes will be 81. So probability of E1 is equal to 81 upon 90, that is 9 by 10. Correct? Now I am switching to second part. Let E2 be the event of getting a perfect square number. Children, you know what are perfect square numbers? Starting from 1 goes up to 81, from the number 1 to 90. This is 1 square 1, 2 square 4, then 9, 16, 25, 36. This is 7 square 49, 8 square 64, and of course 9 square 81. You cannot take here 10 square because it will become 100, but we will be having the disk up to the number 90. So total number of favorable outcome is equal to 9, and probability of E2 will be equal to 9 upon 90, that is 1 upon 10. Clear? Now I am going to switch to the third part, in which the event says calculate the probability of getting a number which is divisible by 5. Means the number must come in the table of 5. Clear? So the favorable outcomes are, table of 5 you will be writing up to 50, then 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85 and of course 90. They are total 18 in number. So the required probability will be 18 upon 90, that is 1 upon 5. Clear? Now children, I am going to discuss the solution of section D questions. There are 4 marks. Statement of question number 12 is, two customers Shyam and Ekta, they are visiting a shop in the week starting from Tuesday up to Saturday. Okay, each is equally likely to visit the shop on one day or the another day. What is the probability that they both are visiting the shop on the same day in first part and in second part on consecutive days? So children, for this you are going to make a table. Start from Tuesday, goes up to Saturday. Let it be for Shyam and let it be for Ekta. The row can be for Shyam and the column can be for Ekta. Okay, out of these you will have to write Tuesday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Saturday. In the same manner, children, Friday, Tuesday, then Friday, Wednesday, then Friday, Thursday, then Friday, Friday, Saturday. In the same manner for Saturday, for Thursday and for Wednesday you will be writing. So there will be total outcomes 25. Correct? So let us discuss its first part. Let even be the event of visiting the shop on the same day. So number of favorable outcomes will be 5. How? Because Shyam and Ekta both are going either on Tuesday or on Wednesday or on Thursday, or on Friday or on Saturday. Clear? So favorable outcome will be 5 out of 25. The probability of event E1 will be 5 upon 25, that is 1 upon 5. Clear? Now I will be switching to its second part. In second part, we have to tell the probability when both the children Shyam and as well as Ekta are going to visit the shop on consecutive days. Consecutive days are those days which come one after the other. Okay. So E2 be the event of visiting the shop on consecutive days. So how consecutive? Please be alert and have a look on the table. This is Tuesday, Wednesday. Suppose Ekta is going on Tuesday and Shyam is going on Wednesday. Then Wednesday, Thursday. Then Thursday, Friday. Then Friday, Saturday. We can take their reverse order also. How? Saturday, Friday. Friday, Thursday. Thursday, Wednesday. Wednesday, Tuesday. So in this way, children, there will be total favorable outcome will be 8 in number. Here you can see I have written all favorable outcomes. There are the marks for writing favorable outcome in 4 marker, 3 marker as well as in 2 marker also. So this is mandatory to write down. Clear? So what will be the probability of the event E2? That is 8 upon 25, because 25 is the possible number of outcomes. Got it? Now children, this is the last question of test solution. Question number 13. A box contains 12 balls, out of which X are black. If one ball is drawn at random from the box, what is the probability that it will be a black ball? If 6 more black balls are put in the box, then we have to calculate the probability of drawing a black ball if it is now double of that of the probability which was calculated earlier. So we are going to calculate the value of X through this. Okay. So children, let us have a look on its solution. This is solution number 13. Number of black balls is given to us, that is X. We have to calculate how many are they in number basically. means we will have to calculate the value of x. Total number of balls are 12. So the probability of drawing a black ball will be number of black balls upon total number of balls. That is number of favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes. It will be x upon 12. Correct? When 6 more black balls are added in the box, now children, you know, earlier black balls were x in number. Now 6 more are added, so it will become x plus 6. So definitely the total strength will also be increased. Earlier they were 12 in number. Now 12 plus 6 will become 18. Correct? So the total number of balls will be 18, means now total number of possible outcomes will be 18. And x plus 6 is favorable outcome. Correct? For what? For getting the probability based on black balls. Okay. Now, probability of drawing a black ball is x plus 6 upon 18. So, children, according to question, it is said that the new probability, means when the number of black balls are going to be, extra number of black balls are going to be included in the box. So in that case, when the new probability which we got, that is double of the probability which we got earlier. Correct? So x plus 6 upon 18 is double of x upon 12. After simplifying it, children, I have got, this is 2 ones are 2, 2 6 are 12. So let us cross multiply. This is 6x plus 36 is equal to 18x. So 12x is equal to 36. So x is equal to 3. So the number of black balls were 3. Correct? The same thing we wanted to prove. So children, that's it for the day. Now this is the time to get your mathematics homework. Please note down your maths homework, children. Do corrections of the test of chapter number 15, probability. Children, suppose if you will be having any doubt related to the solution of any of the question, then those questions you can discuss with me in your live class. Okay? And after that, you are supposed to do the correction work. After watching this video, you have to do the correction work of the test questions of chapter number 15, probability. Along with it, children, you have to revise all the taught definitions of circle and its related terms. These definitions I have already taught when I explained you the chapter circle. Okay? You can either watch that video or you can even revise those definitions from your textbook NCERT also. Okay, children? So you have to revise all the definitions which are related to circle as well as its related term like sector, segment, minor, major, arc, circumference, diameters, radius, everything. Okay? Along with it, children, you have to read the summary of chapter number 12, area related to circle, because this is that chapter which I am going to begin with now. You have to read its summary twice from NCERT textbook. Clear, children? So that's it for the day. Please like the video and do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you and have a nice day.